Hey there everyone, it's Garrett here on the One Brain 4 Wheels channel like always, and at the end of the last video I posted, I promised you guys that I had a little modification or a little change to the Corvette that I think the majority of you guys probably are gonna like. Some of you guys might be a little disappointed, a little sad about it, but let's just go ahead and show you guys what I did, and let's see what you guys think. So in order to show you guys, I actually need to get out of the car. So let's go ahead and do that. It's gonna go ahead and open my door. Holy shit, it opens like normal. That's right, guys. The Lambo doors are out of here. Bye-bye. But yeah, I'm not shitting you guys. The Lambo doors are gone for good. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you guys around and show you that, like I said, when I put them on, I know a lot of you guys, were totally supportive, but there were some people that were like, you're ruining your Corvette. Rah! And I'm going to show you that everything, like I said, was completely reversible. So let's go ahead and take a look around at the new and improved back to normal Corvette. So on the outside, there's really nothing to see. The door opens and closes like normal. I kind of come back here and it doesn't lift up anymore. But yeah, so nothing really to see. No marks or anything on the door. We do have where it had rubbed originally back when when I had the Lambo doors first installed and it was misaligned. But putting everything back to normal is back to normal. There's really no issues. Coming from the inside of the car, once again, everything looks like factory. So we'll kind of come around and you can look in here. And look at that, everything looks brand spanking new. Now, one thing you guys won't notice, but it's the only thing that wasn't replaced, was there's a piece of insulation usually between, filling in the gap between like behind the front side fender and then like the door jamb. So if you kind of look back there, you can see all the way through. I don't know if you guys can really tell underneath that nut and then down and underneath here, how you can look all the way back in there. Normally GM has a little piece of like black insulation. It doesn't look very nice, but it's blackened, so you don't even really notice back there. But yeah, that's the only thing we didn't replace because, so like here's a little caveat to like not making it like 100% reversible, is that you do have to trim the fender when you install the Lambo door kit. But the thing is that, yeah, you can't like fix that, but you don't notice it and you don't see it. And it does add a little bit of support because there's like a little piece where like you fasten the part of the fender to the car, then that part gets kind of cut a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to be as objective as possible, and I went and tried to pull on the fender to make sure it was totally secure, because if it wasn't secure, I would have found a way to make that work, and kind of fix anything that wasn't reversible. But it's totally secure and I feel confident with it. So that's the one thing, that you had to kind of live with, is the fact that piece won't be on there anymore. And it's, you're kind of missing that one little connection. But like I said, it's totally fine and I'm happy with it. And no one's gonna know. If I sell this car, no one's gonna know this car had Lambo doors on it. Everything is completely functional as it should be. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, I am very happy with the way this came back out. And I think you guys will be pretty impressed too. And I kind of hope that by you guys seeing this and seeing how you can do something that's fairly like a larger kind of body modification deal, and that you can see that it's really easy to reverse it back, you guys might be a little bit more open to trying little, crazy things, knowing that you can always restore it back, in a lot of cases, back to factory, back to original. So you kind of let your creative juices flow a little bit and be a little bit more daring, and then you can always know, depending on whatever you're trying to do, you can always just go back to how you had it before. I know that's not always the case, but kind of keep that in mind. Don't let what other people say or, your own fears of, not wanting to ruin your car kind of hold you back. So that's just something to take away, I think, from this. So now that you guys have seen the final result, I kind of want to talk about why I went back to factory. And really the simple answer is that those door hinges are really a pain in the ass. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they're not that bad. When you drive a car, I know that I drive like multiple cars as my daily driver, but like when I'm driving this car for a whole week, after day one, actually after the first morning of day one, I'm already tired of doing the whole like lifting the door up thing, and I'm a really tall guy, so like trying to open the door and not lift it up is still annoying. I can do it, but it's just like a little bit irritating. And it's just like, that was really just that. You know, I kind of tell everyone, you know, in my own life that kind of saw the doors, if this was like a show car or something that I wanted to like enter into a car show or whatever all the time, and I drove it maybe on the weekends or something and wanted reactions, then those doors are totally fine. And there's definitely a market for those doors. So I don't want to be like, no one buy those door hinges ever, because there's definitely a market for it. And I think some people probably, if they don't drive a lot, and that is like their only car, they could still get away with having those doors. It'd be fine. I think it's a very objective thing, very personal choice. But for me, it was really just a pain in the butt. And the whole in between winter and summer, because here where I live in California, our winters are fairly cold. Don't laugh at me, people in Alaska and stuff. And our summers are quite warm, I think. We range, I guess we get below freezing, and then we get up to like low 100s in the summer. And so the air shocks and those hinges kind of need adjustment between those different temperatures, which I didn't do because I don't know how to do that. So a lot of times, like in the summer, the shock would pop up and kind of hit the side of the car there. You know, the latch wouldn't align properly. And I think I talked about that in my Lambo door problems video. I'll kind of post it up here. But anyhow, yeah, so really they were just really annoying. I really liked the way they looked, and they functioned as good as they could be. But really just, I think annoyance factor was huge on those. Something I didn't really think about when I put them on. But yeah, so that was why I got rid of them. So now let's go ahead and talk about how much that cost me, and kind of how I got this done. So first off, I did not attempt to go ahead and remove these because I didn't install them, you guys know that. But yeah, so I was like, no, I'm not going to go ahead and try to fix this. So what I did was I didn't actually go back to the same guy that put them on, but I found a really cool guy down in South Sacramento, Dan, which I'll go ahead and put his info down below and probably somewhere on the bottom of the screen here. What's his company's name? Yeah, so I used Dan at Auto Custom and Collision Center in South Sacramento. He was a super cool guy. He actually has a Corvette, and he's got a really big lifted Silverado, really customized, same generation as my Suburban. Yeah, he was super awesome. And so originally, because I was going to go actually, when I was down in SoCal, I was actually going to drive this car down and go to Vertical Doors, who sold me the Lambo door kit, and have them go ahead and do, so they'll actually, any car that has their doors, or their door hinges on, if you want to go back to them, they charge a flat $500, I believe, and they will go ahead and revert your hinges back to factory. So I was going to do that, but I decided I didn't really want to drive this car down there for a whole month. So I went ahead and just kind of called around my area, and unfortunately not a lot of people really want to work with that modification. I guess it's very time consuming because, you know, a lot of times to put the hinges on, you need to take off the front bumper of the car, the side fenders, and then the doors. It's very time consuming and laborious. So I can understand why a lot of people don't want to do it. It's kind of daunting. But Dan was willing to do it. But yeah, Dan didn't want to do it for $500 at first, though. However, kind of talking with him, we decided that he might be able to actually revert the doors back, or the hinges back, without taking the fenders off. Because you need to do all that when you're putting the kit on, because you have to trim the fender and kind of align things a little bit better. When you're putting the OEM hinges back on, things really just go into place, and there's really not a lot of adjusting or anything. And so that's how we were able to keep the costs down. And he was really able to whip this out pretty quick. I was working, so he had the car the whole week. Yeah, he was really able to just kind of unhook the doors and kind of put everything back how it should be without needing to take off the rest of the front of the car. But yeah, Dan's a really good guy, and really that was just great luck finding him on Yelp. I kind of shot messages to multiple people, and everyone was like, sorry, no, 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 no. And he was like, yeah, go ahead and bring it by, let me look at it. And he actually did have experience working with Lambo door kits. I'm not sure if he had experience exactly with that kit, but it didn't matter because I was just ripping it off and putting the regular doors on. Yeah, because he had done, I think, at least one or two other cars with some type of vertical door hinge. But yeah, like I said, Dan's got a Corvette too, and so when I was messaging him on Yelp, he was very passionate and enthusiastic about doing this project because he really wanted to see these doors gone. He thinks they're kind of dumb. Probably a little bit more than kinda. I think he doesn't really like them. But yeah, you know, even though he installs them on other people's cars, he's not really a fan. And so he really wanted to see this Corvette be back to normal and without those doors. So that was, I think, another reason why he kind of took the project. But yeah, really cool guy. Glad I met him. So I think to round out this video, it might be kind of interesting, a little sad for me, but interesting for you guys to talk about how much all of this cost me, the whole project. So starting out from the beginning, the kit itself only cost me $1,000 directly from Vertical Doors. I just talked to them, I think over email. Kind of, originally it was just kind of like getting like total cost and like kind of estimated like what they thought install costs would be. And then they kind of just sold me through kind of giving me a good deal, and I just bought the kit right there on the same day. But yeah, so the kit itself cost $1,000, and that was about a year ago. And you're not going to get that deal online. You really have to actually contact them. But yeah, so $1,000 for the kit, and then to install, it cost me... Okay, I was trying to check. I believe it was $1,400 for the initial install. I'll write down below on the video here if I'm wrong, but I believe it was $1,400. So it's $1,000 for kit, $1,400 for installation. I know that's a lot. I do want to say that when I contacted Vertical Doors, they had actually found me a guy down in Stockton, which is like an hour away from here from me. And he was going to do $700, and then I found another company that was going to do, I think they were going to be like $1,800. I talked about this in a video, which I'll post up here somewhere. It's kind of a long time ago, so my memory's a little hazy. But anyhow, I think it was $1,400 for my install. But you can get more expensive and cheaper alternatives, so you really have to shop around. Then the next thing, I believe, was taking these door hinges off, which was $500. And the only other expense I had was... when you install the Lambo door hinges, you need to extend the wiring looms that go to the doors because they're now moving a lot farther away from the car than in a normal hinge kind of setup. And so when we're putting the doors back, you don't want all that excess wiring in the way because now it's kind of, you just don't need it. And instead of having to cut all of those wires and then resolder them back short again, I just bought the new wiring harnesses to replace the kind of the customized ones. And that cost me $181.06. So let's go ahead and add all that up, and I'm really smart, so I'm just going to do that in my head. Yes, carry the 1 and move the decimal. I believe that comes out to $3,081.06. Yep. Yep, all in my head. But yeah, so as you guys can tell, that was quite an expensive way to get back full circle to original look. Yeah, I know. My bank account is crying too. And so am I. But yeah, I do have to say though that I still have the hinges. And, well, actually, I don't have the hinges. Dan has them because he was going to sell them for me, and then the guy that was going to buy them ended up not wanting to do it. But so if I do sell those hinges, then I can recoup some of that loss. By the way, anyone want some Lambo door hinges, feel free to send me some offers, because I want to sell them, because I can at least get, you know, some money back. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to sell those, so you guys can comment below if you are really interested, or I might just try to sell them locally. We'll see. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, that's really a lot of money to get full circle back to really no change at all. But I think this is one of those things. I was actually just telling my friend 2 days ago when I saw him, and I kind of told him that, you know, the Lambo doors are gone. And he's like, really? Like, you did all that for like 1 year? And I was like, yeah, but it's one of those things. Definitely, I will not do it again for me unless I have a car that I just take to shows and stuff, which I don't think that's ever going to really happen. Maybe I'm retired or something. We'll revisit this in 50 years. But yeah, it's definitely... If I had not done it, I totally would have always regretted it because it's something I'd seen before, and I always thought they looked really cool, and they do look really cool when they're open. It's the functionality part that they're lacking on. But yeah, it's definitely, I kind of wanted to cover that one more time, is that I would not do it again, but regret would have gotten me had I not tried it. So I'm very happy that I tried it, even though it cost me a shit ton of money. And that is where I'm going to leave you guys with this one. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed our time with the Lambo doors, but I hope that you guys are excited about having the car back to normal. If you're not excited about it being something, you know, cool to look at least excited for me that I don't have to be annoyed with them anymore. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.